Hello and welcome to Dice Dropping Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game Chronicles of House Weirlight. Say hi, House Weirlight.
Hi, House
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah. So I know this
do
isn't.
it, they don't. Yeah.
I know this isn't debuting at the time, but it's Halloween the night we're recording this, so we've all dressed up a little bit. A lot of us are looking pretty fabulous. Everyone else is just looking the fabulous that selves they usually are. But yeah, we just I think some of this one add a little pop and flair, and we'll see how the night goes. So, you guys excited? Finally, kind of really kicking off the celebration here.
Yeah.
See what's what. No more parades of NPCs. Now we're just gonna, if there's gonna be new NPCs, you'll meet them individually as time goes on. As Tidrick and Vivian only was there to greet some of the more
Notable.
notable guests. Others we just assume you have greeted. Yeah, and I think if we're all ready, let's just start. Let's just like go.
Let's just do it.
Oh my god.
Right?
Flip back our hair
jump-
and just dive in.
Just dive in head first. We'll start with a very normal, very small scene. We hear laughter and small pops and activity and clinking of glasses as we see the sort of like welcoming feast that night. The great hall of Theolden Hall is lit up spectacularly, with broad strokes and colors everywhere. The many tables are set for all the many lords and ladies and knights of the Reach, and of course your few specially invited guests from afar. The welcoming feast moves quickly. We won't kind of dwindle on it, as it's mostly just, it's barely even hobnobbing. It's most people, everyone just exhausted from the travel, eating and drinking and small chats, everyone excited for the morrow. Many knights are securing their horses. Everyone's, many are like, oh, where can we, like, set up our tent for the horse? And you're like, oh, no, our stables can, in fact, fill them, as the stables at Theolden Hall can hold
many horses.
Several horses.
Many a horse flesh.
At least 3.
At least 3. Can
good.
hold over 200 horses.
Oh gosh.
Jesus.
Yeah, you have a very impressive stable.
We have a cavalry.
Man, I forget how rich we are sometimes, you know?
You have multiple
You're
horses,
rather
so yeah.
rich.
We are.
And many people are going back and forth, talking, and Clarissa, as Thorson is not currently with us, you are the Raven Master, the Rooker, has brought down a message to you, as you are the steward, and most mail either goes through you or the Maester, and Thorson is otherwise occupied, so it goes through you. So he hands you the thing. Do you read it now?
Yes.
Right. It is a confirmation of a late arrival from, let's see here, Lord and Lady Adderfell.
Huh.
Which, as you know, are the parents of Lady Vivian.
Good.
They had to come. We knew it was going to happen.
Michael got invited.
Yeah. I go to the Lady Vivienne and I hand her the missive and I don't say anything.
Okay.
I step
You're-
back.
Vivian, you're having such a great time. You're talking with Cassandra.
Oh.
You're handed a missive.
Excuse me.
Eh. Mhm.
Excuse me, 1 second. I just want to just do one thing. It's Creek where you laugh without moving your fucking face.
Oh gosh.
And I'm just thinking, can I build a sept in like 2 days? No. Okay.
At least 7.
Provided that.
Well, we technically could build one of the rooms in our castle to look
No.
sept-ish.
No.
Oh.
I don't care. I don't. Well, just. Okay. I just have to mentally prepare who to keep my mother and father away from in the guest party.
Everyone.
So,
Preferably.
you know, especially veer them away from the Primarises. Just, I don't care what has to be done. They have no introductions or anything.
I will be doing that.
Do I have to clarify?
Yes, of course, my lady. And I turn
No.
around and I leave.
Mhm.
Okay. They don't drink, they don't eat anything. And so there's nothing that's going to be distracting them. Tisea. Okay, yeah. So I'll just make a plan to just throw Tisea at them at any given moment. Okay. Oh, where the fuck are my peacocks?
They won't arrive until tomorrow. They
The
were
peacocks
delayed.
or my parents?
Both.
Hey! Who will get there first?
Mhm.
All right. It's fine. I'm just gonna grab a glass of wine and
Yeah.
just drain
Well,
it.
I mean, there's not like people don't carry the glass of wine. It's just you just snap your fingers and the person
Okay.
walks over and refills your glass.
Whatever way I can get it.
Yeah, and of course they know. So you, of course, drink heavily, as many people do. There's not a lot of there's a lot of talking at tables. There's some people sat at your table. There's a little interaction, but I kind of want to just scoot past that. Quick, just a random question, Clarissa. When you when you huff and walk away, where do you go?
Probably to my office.
Excellent.
Wrong answer.
Chose poorly. Yep.
Yep.
Change my mind. I changed my mind.
Yeah, so when you head towards your office, you know down another hallway from your office is Thorson's office. You both have the high towers, the parapets on the side, and your awareness allows you to notice a sort of strange light coming from his office.
Do I know that he's in his office?
Yeah, you know he's in there.
Yeah, I'll kind of go to the door and listen.
You hear, beakers bubbling and activity of some sort, and just deep breathing of what must be Thorsten.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Occupied by the letter in my hand, I'm just going to go back to my office.
Sounds good. Great. Now that we've established that, it is the next morning, and the kind of real start to the festivities. Now, of course, Mariella and Henrik are sweet twins. You were essentially not really at the welcome feast. Your mother seemed it was more prudent to keep them waiting for various reasons.
We had our own party.
Uh,
It's fine.
We totally
yeah,
had
for
our
sure.
own party, yeah.
Yeah, no, you 100% did. You got to hang out. You still got like a bunch of like goodies, and it's not quite your actual day of your name day yet. So, but it's the week-long celebration, as you are nobles and horrifically wealthy.
It's our name week. It's just what we do.
Yes, essentially. But we kind of start the day. The sun is high and bright. There are the only clouds in the sky only seem to help like highlight the beauty of it. It is a gorgeous day. The fields rolling green upon the pitch you've started, and there are dozens of people outside. Some inside as well, sitting at the parlor. And it's just sort of like everyone's kind of just got free reign to go where they want on like the main level of the castle towards and the outside green that's sort of over on the if we see here on the sort of I think it would be kind of more like eastern facing area. I actually would think this would be northern, southern, northern.
Thing.
One of those.
Cardinal direction.
A direction.
A
Sure.
direction.
Somewhere in there.
And there's people preparing horses, and we see like the pit for the melees dug, and there are people practicing, people wearing their finest, people just having a great time as foods of all sorts of cakes and puddings and tarts, drinks flowing. There is a literal somehow fountain of arbor red that is flowing through a statue carved of ice of what looks like possibly a Weirlight. That the red wine is sort of highlighting the color of it. Currently in the parlor for the ladies who can't quite take the heat at the moment, waiting for the day to go on a little more and merely enjoying some excellent tea, morning tea, and some lovely breakfast pastries, are delighted by the fluttering of around, 500 to 1,000 butterflies above their heads. As a grown man in purple pantaloons and tights and a feather uses these two strange, long, like bending wire sticks to sort of control the flow of their fluttering patterns, to the wonder and delight that most of the women sort of forget about after about 10 minutes and then just sort of go about in conversation. But he's still there doing it. Doing patterns. Occasionally they look up and go, oh, that's butterflies. Yep.
So great.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are talking about it. Vivian, you've gotten many congratulations on the the stunning display. Like and one certain says it's far greater than the floating lotus lanterns. And people are just like, oh yes, and people make comments of past name day celebrations in the Reach, and like the petty gossip that goes back and forth that fuels Vivian. The peacock. There are just peacocks. For those of you who
Just
are out on the
roaming,
field,
just like roaming
yeah,
around.
there's like about 5 dozen of them. Just
Oh my God.
sort of roaming around being peacocks. They're mostly out in like the less trafficked areas, but they're just there strutting about, obviously all male. These peacocks have less blue hues and seem to have more red huish peacocks from the depths of Lys.
Making that god awful peacock noise.
Specifically ordered it, yes.
Indeed. And so as everything's sort of starting, there is people are kind of milling about, and there is a sort of trumpeting fanfare that starts to gather everyone's attention. And there is this beautiful, like, lacquered marble staircase that did not exist 5 days ago, that has moved to the tallest but it like spirals up to one of the tallest, not the tallest, but to a tall balcony that hangs over a parapet that's directly over the thing. Mariella Henrik, Nika Thraus is currently walking you through.
The staging of how we're walking down.
Yes, exactly.
I am imagining Henrik has been kind of like thick as thieves with Nika Thraus. It's like, okay, I
We've
want
gotten
this.
along pretty well, I think.
Absolutely. So, what is your introductory birthday outfits? Yeah.
Mario, ladies first.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like during the evening, but this is day, so this is different. Damn it.
Oh, yeah, you have 4 introductions over the course. Of
Yeah, I know, but like this is like a day introduction outfit.
This is a day introduction outfit.
Okay. I think let me pull up an inspiration picture so that like I can describe this accurately in my head.
Sure.
But basically it's kind of got like a mock collar and it kind of cuts away exposed shoulders with kind of like a dress kind of over the shoulders so that it's like just the shoulders are kind of showing. Kind of where are you hiding, you picture?
I'm guessing more like up hair, a little tighter.
Yeah. I don't think she's got hair down. I think it's probably up to kind of give it some of the wave as before. And so it's like nice kind of like lace work kind of up in the top, so it's not like firm kind of fabric or anything like that. So then it kind of goes slightly kind of sweetheart-ish in the front, and it kind of tucks in at the waist and it kind of billows out. Henrik would know this. This is kind of also one of the dresses that she gets away with riding occasionally, because there's like a little like button on the interior to make sure like the skirt stays closed when she's not riding. But like this is one of the dresses where like I can jump on a horse. I haven't been able to get to the stables in a couple days. It's like I'd really like to go riding. But it's a couple multiple layers of kind of lighter fabric with some really nice embroidery. It's within the kind of it's purple but kind of leaning towards the more red toned, but with kind of like cream and silver embroidery on it.
Nice. Excellent.
Yes. Henrik's wearing something a little more simple but still nice for the morning ceremony or introduction, I suppose. Just like a simple, like, I think a nice crisp white shirt, like the one that's like almost too like it's been bleached way too many times. Probably it's that white, and a longer vest, but definitely has like those more like pronounced those like shoulder piece, shoulder pads almost, and it's this sort of like very nice and shiny silver with like this embroidery of like green and purple symbols and flowers and sort of waves on it as well. It's very high, open collar and everything, and pretty simple and like played down for Henrik, but even his simple and played down is still very extravagant. Like the embroidery stuff, like he's asked his sister to have her seamstress do for a while now, so it's very detailed and like fine.
What about a cape? I mean, you're outdoors. I mean,
I am outdoors. Ooh, and this is when I could wear a half cape. I know it's gonna happen, and I don't want to do it. So. Yes. But yes, Henrik would be wearing a nice, I think, light purple half cape as well. It's probably those two-tone ones, like it's white on one side and then like a different kind of shade of purple on the inside, and you can like flip back and forth.
Excellent. Yeah, so you two go to the top of this staircase. A trumpet sounds and introduces Lady Mariella Henrik and Lord Lord. Lord. No.
We know you're going.
I'm drunk now. Lady Weirlight and Lord Henrik
Give that for a
Weirlight.
piece, man.
And you of course walk down this marble staircase that was literally constructed 5 days ago.
So,
Like, there is no normal staircase that leads from this balcony, but here you go. It has a banister if you feel safe.
oh, this is new.
Do you? Do you?
And then of course you come through a colored archway full of moving streamers, which then rip away as you come through. And many people cheer. You hear many people call joyous name day. And you kind of, and you give, of course, the wave that you were supposed to give, the polite, like, hello, hello, hello. And then sort of people go back. You're sort of then kind of escorted off by servants, and then sort of walked through a different area so you're not immediately mobbed by people. And then you're sort of allowed to separate. Nikathos, of course, organizing all of this. Was, yes, very good, and now we go through here, and you are free from Nikathos. Go. Enjoy your enjoy thing. We will come get you when Nikathos needs you.
Thank you. Marvelous work as usual.
Like, oh, thank you, my lord.
Does Nikathros continuously speak in the third person?
What else would Nikathos do?
Nikathos does.
Mariella just like nods, smiles, and it's like, all right.
Yeah, this guy he's super weird, but very passionate about this.
He loves his crap. Just loves it. It's great.
He does. He seems to love it. Yeah. So, you two are allowed to sort of mingle, and I would like to just briefly know where. And you guys can always ask me, like, if there's this at the sort of celebration, and I can tell you yes or no. Or you can just invent that there is, and then I can be like, ooh, yeah, for sure. So, like, I'm just going to go quickly through. We're not going to do quite a scene. I just kind of want to establish where everyone is. Vivian, where are you?
I think for the most part, I am talking with the ladies because I don't want to speak with. If Lady Primaris comes to speak with me, that is fine. But I don't want to talk to any of the what's it called? Candidates' families until Henrik has solidified his choice. Because I don't.
So where are you in the hall with the ladies? Are you in the parlor, kind of expressing from the heat? Are you under one of the many canopies with the more bold women? Where do you find yourselves?
Oh, I think I'm for sure. I would love to be with I'd love to be under the canopies with the bold women. Just
all right, yes. So then you are with Cassandra and some of the other more prominent other Reach ladies, and you do notice someone who is here when you're like, oh, of course, I'm so glad you came. In that sort of way is hold on, here we go. Estella McDoon.
Ooh.
No.
Yep, which means
Is your husband here?
she turns to look at you and goes, yes, in fact he is, Lady Vivian. She says with like a very taut smile. I believe he is very excited for the competition.
Well, it's never an event without your husband and the other McDoons. I am happy to have you here.
I'm so glad to hear it. Yeah, you of course know the McDoons. While they are a family of dubious origin, they did win a lot of influence and power from the Tyrells when they literally, during the rebellion, fended off an entire basically Dornish invasion of the Reach while it was unguarded. So though you always have known Estella to be like a proper Reach woman, her husband is
something.
Yeah, I mean there is the rumors abound that his father was, of course, merely a bandit warlord who married into nobility. And you've met the man. It's hard to dissuade those rumors.
He's for sure what I would call a bandit king.
Yeah, so apparently Conan is around here somewhere. That's his name,
he's
Conan
him and
McDoon.
Teacher are just gonna have a friendly spar
Of
that's
course
gonna
it
turn
is.
into a full fight.
But yeah, Estella is out here talking with some of the other ladies. You recognize her.
I think I really do enjoy Stella's company because if she's like a true reach lady, I think I really enjoy her company. It's her husband that I'm just like, my heart is crushed.
A little bit
in a grip.
You Cassandra, some of the other prominent reach ladies, like one of the Fossaway ladies is here, and some of their daughters, and they're all kind of talking. Out there as well, I think you would also find. I think what is her name technically? So you actually find Jean Lannister, who is Tywin's cousin.
Oh, well, okay.
She's older than you by a good mark, about 15, 16 years. But she's a prominent Lannister. However, if she's here, that means there's a really good chance her son is here.
Who's that?
Well, why don't you make me a reading test?
Okay. That's status, right?
It is.
Okay, status breeding. I only have one. Okay, here we go. Status breeding. Ready?
I am.
16.
Beautiful.
What? So, okay, something's up with my. I have to restart. 1 second. I'm so sorry. This my thing froze.
Oh no.
It wouldn't let me view the. I'm so sorry, everyone. It wouldn't let me. It's not okay. There we go. Wouldn't let me view the chat logs, and I need to see. 16. Excellent. Yes. Issue Lannister.
His name is Issue.
Yes, his name
Okay.
is Issue.
Okay.
Spelled
Listen,
exactly like the word is.
No.
Once you
God.
start having like 15 children, you start just sort of naming them A, B, and C. Come on.
You just kind of run out of ideas.
Well,
It's like,
Issue is Jean's oldest son.
God
Okay.
damn it.
He's about 23, 24, around there. She didn't have children much later in her life due to two failed marriages. Failed as in her husband died.
Mysteriously?
Oh no,
Yeah.
it was not mysterious at all. It was like very open and pretty tragic.
Okay.
Jean does not have the reputation of like a widow or anything, a black widow or anything. It's her first husband was killed in war, and her second husband died like riding at a hunt at a wedding. He was chasing after a boar, and his horse turned the wrong way, and his head hit a branch, and it just split his fucking head open.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just like two just really unfortunate things. Issue is the child of her third husband, and who is also dead, which is why Issue goes by the surname of Lannister, save for his father, which was where did the thing go? What are they called? Oh yes, of his father, which was Fremen Frey.
Okay. And is that one currently alive or dead?
Fremen is dead.
Okay.
Fremen died of old age, or heart condition, health conditions, but he was like 70, so nobody was really shocked. But yeah, Issue Lannister is here. Issue has a sort of reputation of being a loud, lascivious, rude kind of playboy who is unfortunately fairly skilled with a sword. And he has a reputation for dueling people out of the drop of a fucking glove. Quite literally once, actually. A young a young boy from the river end bumped into him, causing him to drop his favored leather glove into the mud, challenged the 15-year-old boy to a duel, and killed him.
Jesus. Piece of work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he injured him, and then, a month later died from his injuries. Sort of that sort of thing. It's not like he drove the blade into his heart. It was to first blood, but it was a deep enough cut that it caused enough problems for him to die later.
Mm-hmm. Right, so gonna have to already a fucking troublemaker at the party. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So the fact that he is here is a bit of let's just say issue.
This is why we have Nymora.
However, there is also a sort of thing with issue, because, unless Tyrion Lannister inherits, then the next one in line is Lancel Lannister, and if he doesn't end up inheriting it, then Issue is in fact the third in line for the Lannister house.
So he's third line for Casterly Rock.
Yeah, he's third in line for Casterly
He's
Rock.
uncomfortable.
I was going to say Pride Rock, but it's a different thing.
Yes.
Different lions.
Different lion.
Yeah, sorry.
But yes, he is in fact third in line for Casterly Rock.
Okay.
And of course, most people don't believe Tyrion will inherit because of...
He's an imp.
Yeah, exactly. He's an imp. And Lancel's a boy. So it's a thing. But Issue is very much a Lannister in every inch of him, save for perhaps at least some face of civility. I mean, he's quite charming, but he's, hair triggered.
Yeah. Got it.
Though you do know he generally that usually only his reaction is with lower born people, and those are from less prominent houses. You doubt you'll see an issue from him for your family as prominent as they are. And with a 16, which is 2 degrees of success, you also know Issue is obsessed with his own image. He does not want to appear a heartless, bloodthirsty bastard, even though there are many rumors that he is. So his image is very important to him. So that you could use, but the also unfortunate thing is that you would know he is looking to marry.
Okay.
Spooky.
Just get a wide berth.
Listen. Henrik has a Shella.
God, they get matched up with the worst possible people ever.
I sort of also have a Shella, but in a different way, sure.
In a different way.
In a different way.
It's a shame that the worst options come with semi-real good benefits. So, very good, kids.
Yeah. Also, Issue has his own castle.
Where is it at?
It's in the Westerlands.
Now she's interested.
Yeah, it's called. I
would like our daughter to have a house.
it's called Silverbrook Hall. He got it during the Greyjoy Rebellion for services. Apparently, he won it essentially. He took it from a family that turned out to be aiding the Greyjoy for exchange for coin. He ended up taking the castle with some men and just claimed it as his own. And so he just lives in it now.
Okay. Awesome. Well, then, yeah, I was just conversing with the lady, seeing like who's here and who's not, and just being a hostess as I can be. I don't want to take up. I know you said we're not doing like scene, so we
Yeah,
can-
yeah. I just wanted to give you a brief interview of like who you're kind of with.
No
You're also with Lena Granger as well.
Okay.
The Grangers are the people who mainly produce a lot of wheat in thing. Besides that, they're wealthy, but nowhere near as wealthy as like many of the other Reachmen. Mainly because of like the tariff on wheat and how it's necessary, so the prices on it is lowered.
Yeah.
But you know, Lena is like, she's one of those women who's obsessed with jewelry and fine clothes, and like that is mainly her form or her intense interest, right? Like her husband Leon spends almost most of his time just buying stuff for her, right? He just wants to keep her happy, and that's how she stays happy. And that's what she's talking about right now. She's talking about everyone's jewelry and how lovely it is and where they got it and how, like, you know, oh, this is what my Leon gave me, and unfortunately it doesn't sparkle as it used to in my eye. Like, you know, just she's never quite satisfied for long. So, Teedrick, where are you?
Let's see here. I'd probably be overseeing the main hall.
Okay. Yeah, there are plenty of people like in the main hall, kind of keeping out of the heat. Definitely a lot of some older lords in there. You know, like all kind of talking about the events to come in the later of the day and who they think will win, and I think and stuff. So that's I think that's good. Speaking to some others, good. I'll kind of keep you up to brief there in a moment. Naimora, where are you?
I am keeping an eye on whoever I have been told is most likely to cause trouble.
Okay, well that is unfortunately several people.
Yeah.
So who have you been told might cause trouble?
Issue.
Have an issue.
I mean, yeah, I mean, issue issue Lannister.
I don't think he's gonna be.
We didn't know about that immediately.
That's true. I don't think you would know he's here at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't really know if you were really told of I don't know, Teedrick, Vivian, of the people you all met, is there someone you told Naimor to keep an eye on, or has you not told her any such thing? You're muted, Serena.
Of the people we've met, yes.
Because given no
wonder
further
if she
instructions,
would be the same
I'll
one
given no further instructions, I'll just keep with the twins essentially.
Yeah. Since I just heard immediately about issue, the only other people that have come up would have been Sir Horace and Sir Hopper.
Okay.
I had like
Hopper was mine.
just I don't like
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like their names and their nicknames Horror and Slobber. So
Yes.
I don't think I rolled high enough to get any more information on like who they are.
Not
but,
directly, but yeah, they're just like kind of seen as like dumb, like ill-mannered, like noblemen who prefer the company of whores than to nobles.
Okay, then yeah,
That's not anything special.
yeah, if it's nothing that no one on my, at least in my notes and my guest list, came up as a problem maker until issue, so I wouldn't have told her anything.
Okay, cool.
I'm
Yeah.
sticking with the twins then.
Well, the twins are separated at the moment.
I'm
so
sticking
which
with
twin?
Mariella.
With Mariella.
Mhm.
All right. Are you following at a distance?
I am keeping a discreet distance, yes.
Excellent. Well, that's good to know. Then Mariella, where in the party are you? You can always ask where things are or what's going on.
Yeah, I think I probably would ask like where like a number of like my peer like ladies would be.
Absolutely, yeah. So they're all gathered around this kind of open field part where many of the knights have brought out their horses, and people are dressing them in liveries and things like that. Many of them are kind of standing and watching the knights prepare. And you recognize a lot of girls from the Reach. Now, of course, several of them have connections to Ashella, but much, much more of them from the Reach that are just your peers that you know are also here.
Mhm.
So you're kind of spending some time with your peers there.
Yeah, it's like I would probably like to if I do see those that I don't know, it's like I'd probably want to try to figure out like who
Mhm.
they are to see if
Mhm.
like they're major like people that I should know and be like, "Ooh, that'd be good."
Mhm. Good to know.
I'm not deliberately gonna duck Ashella because I know that is the wrong decision.
Mhm. Yeah.
But it's like I'm not going to actively seek her out.
Yeah.
No.
Ashella doesn't seem to be there at the moment. She
Thank
might be
God.
off somewhere else. So you are free
Cool.
to do as you wish there.
Yeah, it's like if I see like anyone that I generally don't know, because I don't know if I would have run into Alora before.
No.
So it's like she
You
would be like,
definitely
"Ooh,
haven't.
I don't know who that is."
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like I'd like to like do that. I
Hang
probably
around with the Reach peers.
yeah,
Gotcha.
Scarlet might also be there, which I would love, but
Mhm.
like if she's not, she's not.
We shall see. All right.
But yeah, so
Excellent.
I'm in that cluster of
All right,
individuals.
Henrik.
Hmm.
What are you doing, my boy?
Well, I think I'm definitely outside. That's for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm. There are many buffet tables outside and ice sculptures and all kinds of fun things. There's also people setting up for, all the different events, peacocks. What are you looking for? What are you thinking? Where do you want to be?
I think I kind of want to. This is gonna sound weird, or
Yeah.
like, I guess, kind of the area where the competitions are gonna take place. Like, I
Yeah.
guess, like, see who came, who's here. all the
Yeah,
people-
you do notice there is a bit of a crowd around like the maid, like melee pit, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So maybe over there.
Yes, I would definitely go with the crowd.
Excellent. All right, so there you are. So we now see where most people are. n- Clarissa. Hello,
Yes.
Clarissa.
Hi.
Where are you during this grand hullabaloo?
I imagine I'm preparing, probably. I'm doing my duties, but I'm also preparing for the Adderfells.
It'll be a thing. You do feel of course you feel like now you have to play a bit of keep away, but you also have people for that.
Yeah.
Luckily,
I was given direct instructions, though, and I shall
were.
execute them.
Excellent. I will say we'll kind of be with you. Where do you think you're standing? Where do you think you are? I know you're kind of having to oversee a bit of things at the party. So where do you believe you would be?
I'd probably be wherever the, I don't know, main highway of help
Yeah.
would be. Yeah,
Okay,
I'd be
sure.
standing alongside there.
Excellent. Yeah, there is a small set of staircases that kind of there's this kind of highway that goes out from the from like the musterings in the garden fields in through the kitchens out through the kind of main hall. So you're kind of around there. Excellent. So one of your page boys, the one you talked to the other day, in fact, comes up to you and goes, "My lady, I found Dismira red wine."
Did it take you this long?
It did. Um, I believe she found her way to her room the night before, but I tried to stake it out, but I did not see her leave it. But I have found her.
And?
Oh, she's over there, and he points. She goes. She's at the dessert buffet.
Good for her.
Okay. Is she with anyone?
food girl.
If I look over?
I mean, there are people all at the buffet, but from the you just see a back of a person, but from the body language, you don't think so. You see this sort of wavy, curly, kind of this strawberry blonde hair that's sort of done up kind of in this way where the sides are sort of swept and pinned back, and then there's just like a long flowing waterfall of like the curly hair.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And she has this sort of like yellow gold dress on with no sleeves. And the back of it is quite long. You're not quite sure how it looks in the front. But looks nice.
Yeah, I'll tell this page boy if he wouldn't mind, and he doesn't, because
He doesn't.
yeah, that he should stay near her. I want to know what she's doing.
Very well. Should I know Our Lady's intentions. Should I inform Lord Henrik?
Yes, please.
He smiles as if like one of his suggestions was good. So he looks real excited.
Well done.
Mm-hmm. Might in fact learn his name one day.
Probably not.
Probably not. But yeah, he nods and bows and hurries off. In that page boy way where he's moving very quickly, but he's moving in such a non-alarmed fashion that no one really pays attention to him.
Good. Well trained.
Mm-hmm. Excellent posture. So that seems one crisis averted.
Who knows? Maybe. We'll find out, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Clarissa, you are preparing, of course, for the Adderfell's arrival. What is there anything you specifically wish to do at the moment?
Specifically, I don't think so. I think she fully believes the rest of the family has things under control.
Mm-hmm.
If they do or not, she does not know. But
Excellent.
yeah, she's just kind of being triage.
Why don't you give me a stewardship roll?
Oh, okay. 17.
Oh,
Beautiful.
mm-hmm. 3 degrees of success. Yeah. The staff is in top fucking shape. Even the newer Hyarons that you've had to kind of bring in from the villages in Redport and the taverns at Redport for the event are working perfectly in sync. And things they're going perfectly. And you feel this increased sense, even though the ridiculous demands of Nikathraus luckily have mostly come down to the strangers that have come to bring these odd things to the castle. But even with the interference and the sort of disarray he sort of caused with his strange demands, it has not affected the workflow of your people. And you have quite pride in it. So good work. Oh God, Henrik's gone, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for her holiday in Rome. Very well.
She went
Then,
from
let's do fun. Mariella,
hi.
hello.
Hello. Let's do fun.
Mariella, yeah. So you've kind of come up, and many of the girls have come to you, and they did, of course, like Lady Mariella, and they're like, "It's so good to see you." You see, Jane Fossaway, and like just lots of different girls you haven't really seen in a while. A couple, maybe like 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But they talk about, oh, you look so gorgeous, happy name day, woman grown so jealous. Many of them like, I hear you're going to court in Highgarden.
Just nod and smile.
Yeah, they seem really excited for you. They're all just kind of, they seem like just really excited and like happy to talk to you, and like your home is so gorgeous. many of them are like, I didn't hear it was this big. And like, oh, don't you know? Like her mother had additions added on. He goes, well, you couldn't have told, and it's just this sort of this sort of back and forth between all these girls. But yeah, you definitely recognize some people. You see Beanie Beesbury. Yes, that's right. His name is Beanie Beesbury.
Poor child. Poor child.
It's that.
Oh goodness. That's
I think Beanie Beesbury.
Right.
who is the
sister of
the very awkward Beesbury boy you danced with.
Yep.
She is much less awkward than her brother.
Thank God.
She seemed to gain most of the grace,
Eloquence, yes.
and eloquence of the family. Though less that, it's more just personable. She has very high energy personality. She's just like, oh, everything is just so so beautiful. I can't wait for the dancing, and she has already done 3 spins since she started talking.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very high energy.
Cool.
Yep. Let's see. Is it? I think Eleanor Ambrose is here. Jane Fossaway, as I said. Let's see. There's all kinds of fun people. Regina Cordwainer, who is the daughter of the knight that was escorting Lord Tyrell on his first visit in our very first session. Lord Cordwainer, the personal guard of Lord Mace Tyrell, and this is his daughter, Regina,
Nice.
who is just super happy to be here. And thanks you very entirely for the invitation, and she's so happy to be here and see things. Gilwenta Bushy is here. Yes, of House Bushy.
Bushy.
Yes.
Gilwenta?
Gilwenta.
Didn't even make that up.
Nope, I did not even make this up. This is a real name. This is an actual character that George R. R. Martin went, you know what? This is
Why
the
not?
house.
Okay.
Yep. Who? Yep. And of course, but yeah, some girls are kind of beginning to spot some of the people setting up horses. They're kind of pointing them out, and a lot of the girls are going, "Who's that? Who's that one? The pale boy? He's so handsome. He's he looks almost elegant." And of course, you already know who they're talking about, Mariella. They're talking about Layden. Yeah. They're talking about Layden, Primaris, who is currently, you see him sort of petting his very large silver black steed that has almost these kind of very light eyes, almost gray eyes, and he's just sort of patting it and kind of looking it over. And all the girls kind of begin to do the noble lady yeah, I mean,
behind the fan.
There is that, but this crowd is also a little more they're also making a little bit of well-veiled dirty jokes.
Yeah.
Which makes many of them giggle and go red. None of these girls are too shy about that. But yeah, many of them are making many comments on.
Oh, so titillating. Yes. It's do I run into people that I don't know in this crowd as well? I'm assuming
in this current crowd, not particularly.
Okay.
You kind of know every girl here to certain degrees. Many of them are, nodding you, and you see House Florent, House Crane, House Cockshaw, House Bridges, House Chester.
Okay.
Many of the house girls here just talking because the Reach is sick with daughters.
absolutely.
Just sick. With
We're a
fear.
woman nation. That's what we are.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
We're a
There are
woman
so-
nation.
There are so few eligible Reach bachelors. It's basically Garland
it's
and your brother.
apparently.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like I feel like I would probably like be trying to like do a general schmooze, like charm, like of the group in
Why
general.
don't you give me a persuasion charm roll
Oh,
to just see how
lovely.
charming of a hostess you are?
Sheet, come to me.
Come to
Come to me. Persuasion charm.
me. Mhm.
17.
17, yeah, that's 3 degrees of success, yeah. Yeah, so you are excellently charming, and you're leading the conversation, and you're not, diminishing the girls. Are you encouraging the wanton staring
The-
at
the-
the
the
many beautiful
bawdiness?
boys?
I
Yeah.
don't think so. It's like I don't think she'd correct them, but she's like maybe like she lets
Do you-
them
do you make-
giggle and then like
Yeah.
slightly redirect the conversation.
Do you make like disparaging comments? Like how are you diverting the conversation in a polite way, or are you like Elizabeth Benneting it, where you're just like
I think
a
more
man's
polite.
rants can only be- all right.
It,
Excellent.
it's in a more polite fashion.
Excellent. And eventually, one of the girls is like, Mari, which of them do you fancy? I mean, you are a woman grown now.
I probably am not super
They're
familiar with the field.
They're all staring at you.
What a trap.
All the girls are like,
That's a trap.
That is a super trap. I'm not very familiar with everybody that was invited, so I think it'd be a little presumptuous to make a pick.
oh, but I'm sure you have someone in mind. Blink, blink, blinkety, blink.
Blinkety blink, blink, blink.
Sarah's
Um,
waiting.
I'm sorry to disappoint, but considering the number of flowers within the reach, I don't necessarily want to assume too much
They-
with anything.
Many of the girls go like, Mari, come on. The whole point about this is we get to gawk at all these beautiful young knights, and some of them are not even from the Reach. We're all just trying to have some fun. She's always on about politics. Well, I mean, her mother. I'm like, oh well, I mean, of course. Poor girl. And then you suddenly hear a very familiar voice go, would you leave her alone? Mariella has far too many important things on her mind. And you hear, not, my God, nuts. Wow. Your handmaiden.
Oh, thank God for Constance.
Yeah, Constance, thank you.
Thank God for
I
Constance.
have the name. Yes, Constance, which you haven't seen since King's Landing. Because she had to go home.
Oh,
Bless her.
I rush to her.
Yeah, she comes up and she immediately gives you a big hug.
I have missed you.
I mean, I knew you would. I mean, what have you been doing without me? Sitting in your room?
Oh. I will inform you of so much, but let us say
Please
that we've been
do.
all at the demands of a party planner that my mother has hired for this event.
Your mother always thinks of everything, doesn't she?
Indeed.
She smiles at you and kind of grips your arm and walks you back, and many of them turn and go, "Oh, hello, Constance." She kind of curtsies to them, and everyone kind of begins talking. So
I do kind of want to take a peek at the field to see
Yeah.
who else, like all of them were like chittering over. Obviously
yeah.
Layden.
Absolutely. Why don't you give me just an awareness test?
Just an awareness. Da, da. An 18.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah. So you see Layden.
Oh,
Yeah, like
Aha.
aha, aha.
Pale, attractive man with a horse.
Mhm.
Laden.
Layden. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You see, there is. Let's see here. There's a very kind of gorgeous, kind of older looking, not older, but older to you, I think, Mariella. Like blonde man with like a flowing red cape that a lot of the girls are kind of giggling over. You don't really recognize him, but he's very handsome. The golden mane of hair seems a little unmistakable.
Plus the red. I can slightly jump to some sort of relative conclusion,
Yeah,
not a
might be
specific.
yeah, might be a Lannister, but yeah, no. Looks like there are several knights that are here that some people are kind of pointing at, and that look quite, attractive. None that you like really recognize or seem any reason to pay attention to. There does seem to be a knight with like a full helm on currently, which like the joust won't start for a while, so you're not really sure why he has a full helm on. But he seems, some girls are definitely paying attention to him because he seems to move very well in his armor, not the kind of like stiff movement that a lot of plate armor kind of gives to. There's very like odd fluidity and grace to his movements. You don't recognize his banner. So it might be a minor knight or just someone that's under your radar, perhaps. There is a sort of this beautiful, like, palmino blonde colored charger that sort of walks up. Like,
It's like me in real life when it comes to a dog or a puppy. It's like,
and there are like two like squires working the horse and pulling it up and kind of walking up and inspecting it. I would very much like you to make a status breeding test to recognize who these gentlemen are.
okay. Reading. 17.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, one of them with his livery, you do recognize Edmure Tully, heir to the Riverlands.
Okay.
That guy's here.
Yep, he's here. He's got this kind of thick brown beard and kind of shaggy auburn hair. I mean, not shaggy, but it's long.
Rakish.
A little bit. And he's smiling with this kind of big smile, looking up at the horse, and goes, ah, and then kind of like looks over to the ladies and kind of like inclines his head, and many of the women are like, oh.
Eyes are just on the horse. It's like,
Of course,
yes.
yeah. And then there is a rather dour-looking man next to him, who looks terribly serious. And the horse, you see, one of the squires end up like kind of looks like he's securing a horseshoe and slips and like drops his like pick like and kind of hitting part of the horse, and you see the horse immediately rears.
Oh goodness.
And freaks, and a lot of people look because generally when a horse loses control, someone could just fucking die.
Yeah.
Horses are pure muscle. Immediately, though, this really serious dour man just moves forward and grabs the rein and brings it back down, and then like kind of begins to like calm the horse, essentially. He's tall. He has sort of kind of dark brown, possibly near black hair. He's clean shaven, rather attractive, what with having the feature. And he has these sort of like gray-green eyes. and he's wearing this sort of like darker color, like it's not as bright and shiny and showy as like most of the other nobles here, but there is this sort of like strip of lavender and like a silver like eagle brooch on his chest. And with the 17, you recognize the symbol. That's the symbol of House Malister, and the only reason you know that is because that house was sort of made aware to you during the Greyjoy Rebellion for one, like slaying the like,
Service is done.
Yeah, service is basically winning a very large war, a battle in the war, but also during the rebellion, you know that how the House Malister, the Lord of House Malister, Jason Malister, killed one of your father's like childhood friends in the rebellion.
Okay.
Which would make this young man his son and heir, Patrick Malister. Which is weird that he's here.
Yeah. Like, okay. Odd. Are they near or are they far?
They're pretty close.
Okay.
Like, if you raise your voice, they could hear you.
Oh, lovely. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think I'd probably let like some of the chittering of like the group go on with this. But Marielle is probably like eyes on the horse. That's a really nice horse.
I mean, you recognize the livery on its saddle, which is a silver eagle. So that means that is Patrick's horse.
Okay.
He does, after he calms the horse, he looks at the squire who like dropped the pick and just like grabs the pick out of his hand and just like points him off, and the squire just like puts his head down and is off, and just like he looks like genuinely kind of mad. And like Edmure looks like he puts a hand on his shoulder and goes like, just you kind of almost hear him like, it's all right, merely a mistake like that around other creatures such as these can lead to the death of many. I think more importantly, the death of the horse. This young man seems very serious.
Yeah. What time of day is it? Is it like beginning of the day, middle of the day?
Beginning of the day. It would be. I mean, technically, it would be Noble's breakfast, so noon.
Oh, sweet. I do think it's like maybe turning back to some of the ladies, because we are Reach ladies. I would probably. Oh man, I am hoping if I go with a group towards the stable, I can get to my fucking horse. I just want a couple hours. That's all I need. So I think kind of like kind of loud enough for the group to hear. It's like suggestion of like maybe a ride, and I can show some of the area around the castle, and it's like maybe, and it's like I'm fine with it being like loud enough for like them to hear also.
Sure. Yeah, and when you say that loud, you do see Lord Edmure like turn and look at you and go, oh, like he looks like he's like recognized that he's seen you now, and kind of like gestures. And as you kind of the ladies, he goes, oh, a ride, perhaps. Some of the ladies don't seem like super into that idea.
That's fine. I just need like 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Constance is down.
Yeah, my girl.
Constance.
And Beoni Beesbury seems very excited.
Yeah.
So there
we'll
you
go. Maybe I'll finally meet Hightower somewhere on a horse.
Beoni Beesbury seems like the sort of person who'd be excited to watch paint dry.
It depends on the color of paint, but
is it yellow? Does it match an aviary?
But yeah, no. They looks like they just begin approaching you. As some of you begin to wander off, they kind of approach you. Goes, you see Lord Edmure. Excuse me. I believe you are Lady Mariella Weirlight, yes?
Indeed, I am.
Well, allow me to grant you a joyous name day. And he kind of bows to you. He goes, I
Thank
am
you.
Edmure Tully. And this man here is like my companion, Patrick Mallister. I believe your family invited him, and he was gracious enough to bring me along. I hope you don't mind.
Of course not.
And she goes, so I think you're going for a ride, eh? But I think around the castles. I have heard the Weirlights are famous for their interest in the horses. I can't think of why you wouldn't. With so much rolling hills and lovely plains to go about.
Our land is very very kind to an interest in horses.
Yes, and also excellent to witness. I mean, the red everywhere of the puppies, if I'm not mistaken, is quite breathtaking. Like really, wouldn't you say, Patrick? And Patrick is sort of like looking at you, and then like just very like almost deadpan, and then just like turns to look at Edmure, and then turns to look at you. I think you, and goes, "This is my first time in the Reach. I did not know poppies were red, and they are quite surprising in their beauty." He goes, there we are, well spoken. And he just like turns and looks at Edmure like, dude. Like he just like gives him like a dude. Like look.
Bro.
I would like to be a little less discreet in my being present.
Sure. Okay.
That's all.
I do think
they definitely don't seem to notice.
That's fine. I don't care if they notice. Matters if Mariella knows.
movement in the corner. Well, hopefully we will not disappoint you in creating a favorable first impression.
I hope so as well. And he just like looks at you, says that, and then just kind of just like coughs. It's like not coughs, but just like adjusts himself, and they look off. And he was like, "Yes, well, I'm very impressed."
I'm not sure if either of you would have interest, but I did invite some of the ladies for a ride. I don't know if you'd have interest in seeing some of the surrounding area.
Oh, I'm terribly interested. If it wouldn't be a pall upon your ladies' evening to have one such as me and my companion, I think, here along for the ride. Keep in the back if you'd like. But I would love to see your lands. I've never been to the Reach myself. This is my first time, and I'm excited to see your lands. I mean, you seemed interested in that sort of thing, didn't you, Patrick? He goes, the terrain is interesting. And he's just like he's constantly like, why the fuck do you keep bringing me to this goddamn conversation?
I must admit, with all of the preparations going on, there seems to have been a constant need for my attention, which has kept me from the stables. So you'd be doing me a great favor in.
Excellent. Patrick, you enjoy a good ride. I think every now and again they go, if the weather's fair. He goes, I can't see of a better fair weather than this day. He just Patrick almost closes his eyes as if he's just like,
God help me.
Yeah.
God preserve me.
And just kind of goes yes, excellent. Well, we go off, and then immediately, as like, well, yes, lead the way. And as you do that, Beanie immediately goes in front of Edmure and goes, Beanie Beesbury, Lord Edmure.
I think Mariella was just about to like turn and introduce him. And it's like, okay.
Yep. Yep. And he's just like, oh yes. Beesbury, your house doesn't happen to make honey, does it? Like, it does. And like, oh, one of my favorite treats is honey on toast in the morning. Mine as well. We have so much in common. And he goes, oh, well, I'm sure we have much to talk about on the ride.
I think Mariella maybe takes like a moment of just like slight patrickism of like.
Oh yeah, you notice Patrick have had an identical reaction to BME's
It's
voice. He's just like.
It's like maybe like we look at each other and it's like slight commiseration. It's like okay.
100%. He's just like. Like, you have to deal with this.
Yeah. And then I introduce Constance.
Yeah, she puts her hand forth, and Edmure like, my lady, and kisses it, and she puts her hand forth to Patrick, and he just like takes it and goes, like, you hear a tap of his foot, and just like that, like almost like militaristic.
Okay, yeah.
And like, and after that moment, she doesn't exist.
Yeah, I'm assuming Layden is like too far off to have heard like anything.
No, he seems kind of involved with whatever he's doing.
That's cool.
He looks like he's talking to his half-brother right now.
Cool. Yeah, so then I think I would kind of like gesture and kind of like lead over towards stables. And now that I have guests, give me Nehema.
Well, we'll see what happens when we come back to you. Henrik.
Yes.
You've come over to a group around the melee being set up, and you hear some grunts. It sounds like some people are maybe practicing.
Ooh.
Yes. And kind of coming into view, you see, guy a little older than you. He's got like a practice sword and shield, like wooden, essentially. And he is currently, if you can roll a status breeding if you want to recognize who he is.
Sure.
What'd you?
There we go.
You got it.
Yeah, 16.
16, excellent. Yeah. Cause you're from the Reach, so that's 3 degrees of success. Yeah, you totally know who this is. This is, Sir. This is he's actually probably like 20. This is Sir Vortimer Crane. Yes, Vortimer. Yes. Sir Vortimer Crane of House Crane of the Reach. He's like a known knight. He's placed in tournaments. Like he's a pretty skilled dude, and he looks like he's currently getting his ass handed to him by the person fighting him, who you see is a woman. There was a girl. She has like this like very like uninspired, like brown, basic brown, possibly like dirty blonde leaning, like mess of tangled curly hair. It goes down well past her shoulders to the middle of her back. She is currently wearing like leather armor, but it is definitely of a finer make. And she has basically just like a staff, like a quarter staff practicing. And she's just beating this guy down. There's less like, there's definitely a grace to her fighting, but there's also just a power to it. And it's hard to see her face fully because her hair is just so curly and wild. And she ends up like tripping him down and shoving it down near his throat. And he just goes, I yield. And she goes, good, and reaches down and pulls him up. Right then. And you toss spots they want to go as she flips her hair out of her way. And you see a quite beautiful young girl with these kind of emerald, like glowing emerald eyes. And she looks about your age and maybe an inch shorter than you. And some of the guys are they talking, and they're mainly just looking at Vortimer like, "Geez, I think Vortimer, seriously, you lost to her." I think, and he goes, "You're very well. I think you're very well welcome to avenge me if you want." And there's some like laughs and stuff. I'll let your status roll over. You think you know who this is? This is Esmeralda McDoon. Daughter, first and eldest daughter of Lord Conan McDoon, hero of the Battle of the Red Veil, which was a prominent battle during the rebellion, where a bunch of Dornish raiders tried to come into the Reach when the armies were occupied at the Battle of Ashford, and basically Lord Conan, with some other levies, drove them off, and it gained them a lot of influence in the Reach. Also, there's a lot of stories about Lord Conan that his dad was a bandit. Like, not a nobleman turned bandit, like he was a bandit who married a noble lady who then made his son a lord.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm looking at her all trying to decide if I'm turned on by it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if no one else steps up into the ring, then I will go forward.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. As you step in, he goes. She kind of looks at you and goes. He goes, "Oh, so who?" And then she like kind of stops talking and just kind of stares at you and is like,
I would be honored to duel with you, my lady, if you deem me worthy enough, of course."
I mean, sure. She looks suddenly like kind of nervous, and you're like, not really sure why.
That was a bit of shock to me. Okay, all right. About them more. I'm used to like the idea of a woman sparring with another woman, so I think I'm okay with it.
Yeah, we'll pick your weapon.
Oh god, I haven't adjusted any of my shit yet. Okay. Okay. Guess would it be fair for me to fight with a long sword, or should I fight with like a spear? What's the norm? Because she's fighting with a staff.
There's a wooden sword and shield. That's what Vortimer was using.
Okay, I'll use the same, I suppose. Yeah, I feel more comfortable with a sword or something akin to that.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. She just has the staff and she's just like twisting it and going like, "Yeah, don't worry. I'll try not to mess up your beautiful face. Your cute face."
I just like bows, like, "Much appreciated, my lady. I promise not to do the same as well."
She goes,
"You're much too beautiful."
She goes. She definitely goes bright red, but like adjusts her stance and her eyes like veer off to like through you. All right. Yeah. Why don't you roll me an agility test?
Okay. I don't add anything to this. I don't think I have anything.
I don't think you have anything to add. No.
No, so it's just straight. No quickness, but I don't think that.
Oh yeah, no quickness applies here.
Oh okay. Well, there we go.
8.
Not great.
Okay.
That's my quickness. Always bad on that one.
Alrighty. There she is.
We can see it. Yay.
Oh, good. Esmeralda. Yeah, so she goes first, and she will attack.
Mm-hmm.
Haha, hee hee. Oh. Oh, yep. I mean, I think 15. I'm pretty sure gets you in this moment.
I don't think I'm wearing any specific armor unless like
No.
I think
It's
I
just
think
like it's a light brawl. You probably handed your half cape off to someone.
probably I think my it's just 10 again. So yeah, that hits for sure.
Yeah. So we'll say that I think that. I mean, this is essentially like fake damage, but that essentially deals like 4 damage to you. And then this will just be your like what is it called? Your I think it's health. Health is always just like sort of like your fighting stamina.
Right,
So,
I got mine.
yeah, she didn't like injure you or anything, but she like hits you very quickly, kind of strikes out at you, managing to get a blow off on you.
Right. Ladies first. It's all right. You can have the first blow.
Like,
All right.
I think, oh, how kind of you. I think she's not fucking Scottish. Excuse me.
That was what you're going for. It's fun. It's good.
She's like. She's just like I think very kind of you. I hope you keep that sort of dignity. I think after I think help you out of the dirt. What you doing, Henrik?
I would like to try to hit as well. Is it like regular combat? Should I use this sheet to make an attack?
Yeah,
Okay, let me pull
you
that.
can make attacks.
Let me pull that up then.
Yeah, she had to move and come to you.
Well, that's great then. I will make 2 basic attacks two. I can make 2 attacks, right?
Yes,
She
you
came to
can.
me. Okay, we'll do that. I can just use my regular like long swords and everything, right? Okay, cool. Okay.
13. Yeah, that hits her.
Cool.
Exactly.
Second.
So that you would deal base. All right, go for it.
Second one.
Yeah, you kind of like nick her, get immediately boom boom. She tries to block, but yeah, you are quite skilled, which she recognizes, and she's just gonna make another. She's gonna make 2 quick passes. Yeah, exactly. 2 quick passes at you.
Ooh.
I think those.
It.
Yeah, I think
Robin
those,
does hit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it'll do 1. So that's 2. So 4 damage essentially. Upon like your 2 whatever you took last time. So just bop, bop, like, just a little more bips and bops. So would you like to make something reckless? What do you want to do this time?
I would like to.
She's going to be able to hit you pretty easily.
It does. I might want to do a. Ooh. Maybe a cautious attack then, because she's hitting me pretty good. So.
Well, also I was saying like you could also do a reckless, seeing as she hits you
that
just
as
fine
well.
anyway.
Right.
So.
It's debatable. I think we're at the same amount of like health left. So
Essentially, yeah.
Good point. I can only do reckless once. Yeah, screw it. Okay.
Go for it.
I add a +1 to my die. Oh wait. Oh, can I re-roll that?
Yes, you can.
So-
if you want to use your thing.
I think it might be. No, I guess that's right. But yeah, that was just a.
Make sure
really
you're not
bad
having
roll.
any injuries or anything.
I don't think I do. Yeah, no, I think that was just a crap roll. Let me try again.
Right. I mean, I think so because you're supposed to add a die, like a full die, not a bonus die.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, my
it's a
fighting
full-
should be 4. I don't know why it's something different. Okay, sorry.
Do you have? Again, that's why you gotta. Do you have any injuries that you're accidentally?
Don't
found?
know, but I don't know. It might have been from the tourney or something. I think I had to alter mine a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was.
Right.
Right now, you should have 5 dice.
That's
that
correct. Right. No, my fighting was down to 3 from the tourney and everything. Okay, sorry, that was my bad.
So let's. Well, now it's up to 5 because of reckless.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's finally 2 degrees, which will actually, that'll put her down. You
Okay.
kind of kind of sweep like the staff aside, and she definitely was skilled, and another go she might have gotten you, but yeah, you kind of put her on the ground, and there's like a bunch of clapping. Goes, hey, Henrik!
I think like right as like I knock her staff away, and if like she's almost about to fall, I'll like catch her with one hand to make sure like she fully doesn't go in the dirt.
Okay, I would like you to
I can do it.
Yeah, agility, quickness.
Okay.
My sweet boy.
Yes. That's right. That's a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
13.
13. Yeah, that's like 2 degrees of success. Yeah, you knock the staff, kind of get her off balance. She goes to fall, and you and catch her from falling. And yeah, what you looking down at her? What do you say? Her big emerald eyes are sort of looking up at you.
Lady, that was quite excellent sparring. Thank you so much for indulging me. And like always, we're like, that was very fun. You're very good at that. I just like quietly in her ear.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah. She definitely goes a bit red and is just like, and you help her up, I'm guessing.
And I help her up, and I like bow respectfully to her and everything.
Yeah, she's like,
good match.
she's like, and it looks like she's trying to say something, and trying to get something out, and you hear some of the other people kind of laughing at her, like, what is Esme finally tongue-tied? I'm like, yeah, it's about right. Someone put her in her place. Of course, it's our host. Like, after all, he beat. I think he beat the Red Viper. Like, obviously, someone like a little Esme can beat him, and she's just like kind of looks over at them, and kind of like looks at you, and is like, and then just turns and runs.
I just give the like everyone who made comments like a look, just like stare down. It's like, hey, fucking watch it. I don't fully say anything, but yeah.
They're just like,
I just roll my eyes and I'll leave. Yeah.
Yeah. As you pop out, one of your pages kind of immediately comes up to you and goes, Lord Henry.
Ah, yes.
I was told to inform you of the location of Desmiro red wine.
Yeah, right.
Right. Was this by a Lady Mother or Lady Clarissa? Or both, I suppose.
I mean, it's the will of your mother, the word of our Lady.
Right, of course. Oh, go on, deliver your message. Where is she?
Oh, of course. She is just over there. I think at the dessert table.
Right.
The one with the strawberry blonde hair.
Thank you. Yes, much. Were there any further instructions on what I was supposed to do with this information, or were you just
No,
supposed
my
to pass
lord.
this on?
No, my lord. I believe you would know what to do.
All right. Well, right. Thank you. You can message received. I appreciate that.
Bows very deeply and backs off. He bows very deeply and he disappears off. What do you do, Henrik?
I think I take a minute. I was having a really nice moment. You know, I might have found my way to that table regardless, but now that I feel like I'm being forced to, it's just like, it's a lot. But, you know, I am kind of parched, and I do need, you know, a bit to eat after that whole very exhilarating match. So I think I might wander my way to the dessert table.
Yeah, you wander your way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you do. You wander your way to the dessert table. And I just wanted to say for record, what do you do when you get there, Henrik?
I don't immediately make myself known. I think I'm trying to be a little bit quiet and like a little under the radar. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
perusing the snack table a bit while also.
Oh yeah, there's
keeping an eye on
there's
her.
puddings and tarts and cakes and canapes and all kinds of delicious things.
And
Some
I'm
people
keeping my-
recognize you and you're like, Lord Henry.
Yes,
Joyous
thank-
name day. Joyous name day.
No, thank you, guys. Thank you for coming.
Mhm.
Pleasure. Yes. I think I'm perusing the dessert table. I'm keeping an eye out on Desmira. If she's kind of like, is she like just there for the food, or is this more like I don't want to be with people right now, so I'm kind of just here?
You can't quite see her face from your angle. If you would have been talked to her, perhaps you would know, but she doesn't seem to be talking to anyone.
Okay. Is she like staying in the same position, like
Yeah.
just at this one, like the tart area or something?
Yeah,
like
this
that?
one there she is seemingly just at this one area.
Okay. Area, like what food? What are we? Are we in like the sweet and savory snacks? Are we in the like the
Well,
chocolate
this is-
area?
This is sort of like the pastry like custard-y
Okay.
pudding area.
Okay. I'll kind of go up from like the side a little bit, like if it's like a buffet
Yeah.
style, I'll, like go like I'm normally doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean everyone just kind of like walks up and takes and leaves, right? Like there's not a line. You're nobles.
Yeah, I'm trying to like
line.
cautiously, like from like behind, but also like at a side angle, like try to intersect where she is and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you do, what do you do?
Or I think as I notice, she's like just staring at the eclairs or something like that.
Well, you're kind of a bit behind her. If you want to bring her attention to you, you could.
Yeah, I think I'll like walk up to her and like see what she's eyeing and be like, those are my favorite too.
So she fucking rips around as if she is shocked by the noise. And you see a very beautiful girl with this strawberry blonde hair, this actually like very gently tanned skin, and these very like beautiful eyes, like a sea breeze almost, this bluish spray. And she turns, looks, and goes, "What?" And she's just a mouthful of food. And that is just like,
Oh, I like
sticking
her. I
out.
like this one.
Oh, I like her. She's great.
And singing everything, she goes, "What?" Or sorry. And she's just like, almost very unladylike, just wipes this blob of cream from her mouth and
I like that.
swallows really hard. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I just grabbed one and it just came all out. And it was really good, so I just thought that's how you're supposed to eat them."
Like, oh, is that good? And I take one and I immediately like stuff it in my face. I think to make her feel a little better, like
Yeah.
kind of look a little awkward too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah, it just
Really
squirts out
good,
your
actually.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
gosh.
Oh yeah, no,
All
that's
three
good. Yeah.
fifties.
And she just kind of jiggles like, "Yeah, no, I think, are you right? This is coming out the side there."
Yep. I take my handkerchief and wipe my face away and everything.
Mhm. Oh, you still have your handkerchief? I lost mine earlier. She's just like patting
Well,
around it, and she's
Lucky for you, I always have a spare, and get made fun of a lot for this, but I hand her like a spare handkerchief.
Yeah, you
that I
would have a fucking
She
spare.
goes,
you do.
and she does look, and she goes, "Oh, you've got a spare. Well, I won't make fun of you today." And she just kind of wipes everything like a little too hard, maybe.
Much appreciated. It is a special day for me, so it would be terrible if someone made fun of
Oh,
me.
it's a special day. Oh, is it your name day? Are you Heinrich?
Henrik. I get that a lot. It's all right.
Henrik, and she puts a hand out to you.
Is it like? Yeah, I go like to do the kiss hand.
No, she
thing,
just
or-
grabs your hand and just shakes
Oh.
it,
Okay.
pretty like aggressively. She goes, "I'm Desmira.
Oh, Desmira. Yes.
So this is your
Desmira.
castle.
It is. Yes.
I love its design." And she just kind of looks it up. Lots of just flat places and slanted places. Lots of good climbing places, really.
There are that roof right over there, and I point to like that's the one. Like, oh, that's my favorite one to climb. I'd rather
Oh,
always
yeah?
go up there.
Oh, come on, show me.
Oh, I don't know if it'd be
Oh, what? Come on, you
That's
chicken.
gross.
It's your house. It's
No,
your name day.
no,
Get
I-
do what you want.
It is my name day, and if a pretty lady such as yourself asks me, of course, let's go.
Oh, is that what I am? A pretty lady? Well, I hope you tell my mother that. She'll be very happy to hear.
Do so, and I guess like I'll lead to her where she is, but I guess like she's also like going along with me. Also,
Yeah,
like,
she's
kind of
no,
running.
she's
Yeah.
like fully grabbed your hand and started to
Mhm.
pull you along.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll kind of move quickly over to Clarissa, who's just staring at that. Who's just stared and witnessed that interaction.
Yeah. At first, everything happening, she was just like, and then afterwards, it was like good. We did not teach him. So wrong. Ah, good God.
You taught me to be very charming. And that's about it. Yeah, kind of on my own now.
I didn't teach you shit.
Luckily, he's both charming and
That's the
sincere.
problem.
That's the problem.
If I'd learned from you, who knows where I would be.
I think
Not seen.
Not seen. Yeah, so, you do in fact witness that, and you do of course always notice where Nymora goes, and it looks like you see her heading with Mariella. It looks like she has met up with Edmure Tully and Patrick Mallister, though unfortunately she's heading to the stable, which you know she is forbidden from at the moment.
Yeah, I send somebody immediately to go tell the people at the stables that she is absolutely not, no matter what,
Oh,
allowed.
sorry, Mari.
Mhm.
Inside or access to my horse?
You'll find out, won't you?
Yeah, and then you find out wardrobe. Yes. Is there any other business you need to currently attend to, Clarissa?
I don't believe so. I think I'm coasting at the moment.
Excellent. And right as you say that, Mary runs up and he goes, "Hey, Chris. Oh, it's so far. You're normally not here, and I thought you might be upstairs. You weren't upstairs. You were here.
No. Yeah.
I had to find out from Tom.
What are you here to tell me?
What? Oh, the Adafels. The Adafels are coming.
Thank you.
Lord Tedric's in the receiving hall if you need him.
Ah, perfect. Perfect. Thank you, dear. Nice work. Drink something, please. I
May I?
don't want to hire a new one of you. Please.
I was like, oh, well, thank you, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
I have been quite some time without any liquid.
Yes. Well done on the butterflies, by the way.
I was like, oh, thank you, ma'am. I worked very hard. I'll go now. She's just like hops
Yeah.
off.
This is a good idea. All right. To Tedric.
Excellent.
Mind you, who has no idea.
Yep. Nope.
You're about to find out, bud.
Yep. Tedric, you are currently sitting you're standing in like a circle in the main hall. You've already like described like because this is your new main hall, right? Like your
Mhm,
receiving hall is like the old hall of Theolden Hall, but this is the new one. And you've sort of talked to some of the older Reachmen, and they're all just like, yes. And currently, you're in a debate about Savas, about certain strategies in it. And you're currently describing the finer points of the Bannerman Gambit. They're like, isn't it hopeless, Tedric? I thought the Bannerman Gambit couldn't do much. What with the pawns?
That's just it, though. Most people expect the pawns to not do anything. But with the Bannerman Gambit, they're everything. They put all the other pieces into place.
I see. And they all seem fascinated. And of course, Clarissa, as you come to Tedric, you hear them, these old war guys, discussing a war game.
My apologies, my lords, but I need a moment with you, Tedric, if you would.
Ah, Clarissa, of course. And
Oh,
pardon
yes.
me, I'll be right back.
Yes, you hear, oh yes, the famous Lady Steward. Hello again. It's Randall Tarley.
Yes. Good afternoon, Lord Tarley.
Yeah, I think good to you as well. Well, don't take it too long. I think, Teacher, I have more questions.
But of course, I shall return.
Yeah.
And I'll step away with Clarissa.
Yep. Don't worry. It looks like I think Aldous, your bannerman, is immediately engaged Randall in discussion.
Yes.
Which is your dad, Clarissa.
I know. I don't look at him at all. Apologies, my lord. This might come as a bit of a shock. It certainly did for me and the lady, but Lord and Lady Adderfell are on their way currently.
Adderfell? Okay.
Excuse me.
She giggles to herself.
I hold my cup hand out.
You hear a very quick pitter patter, and then just like Kyle, just like, and just like places a goblet in your hand.
Kyle.
I proceed to down half of it.
Mm-hmm. It's it is brandy, not wine.
Okay, wow, did not expect that.
Nice work, Kyle.
It's plum brandy though.
Very sweet.
Okay. And when are they to be arriving?
Within
Now? Yeah.
Ah, okay. I guess I shall go and greet them.
Would you like me there with you, my lord?
I'll tell you what, be nearby.
Mm-hmm. Yes, always am.
Okay. As I am going, I will adjust my floofy shirt and half cape.
Yes, of course. All right.
Turn back to Clarissa. Do I look all right?
You look perfect, my lord.
Okay. You always know what to say.
It's my job.
All right. Tedrick, you go to the receiving part
Yep.
of the welcome hall, just like, okay. Yep. And soon enough, you hear a bit of a racket. And striding into the hall is in gleaming, like almost pearl plate armor. A full helm with wings coming off of it, with a 7-pointed star emblazoned on the top of the helm, and on the chest, with a flowing golden cape. Kind of comes in and looks about, like, and walking up and taking helmet off. You, of course. Oh God, no! Oh, thank God. Sorry, my mic began to freak out. You recognize, where is this? There you are. There you are. No, it's not Michael. No, he is.
I wouldn't
he's
be
much
that lucky.
different armor. No, this is much different armor. This is. Here we are. Yes, this is Sir Leo Leford, the main lord and bannerman to House Adderfell, anointed knight, and crusader essentially. And he strides in with his flowing golden hair and deeply tanned skin and ringed golden goatee. And he goes, Lord Tedrick, and kind of bows deeply to you. I'm glad the warrior has brought us together on this day, and may the Father smile down upon us, and hopefully with those two smiling, the mother and the maiden might have something well to smile about as well. Good to see you. And he puts a hand out.
A pleasure. As I reach out and take his grasp.
Yep. I think it shakes. Clarissa, it's so much worse than you thought. They brought the LaFords, which are so loud and so religious.
Speaking so much.
Mm-hmm.
May the seven bless us upon this day.
Like, indeed. Well said, my lord. Well said. Yes, it is all clear, my lord and lady, and kind of stands off to the side a bit. And Clarissa, you're standing off a bit to the side, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, kind of LaFord sees you, and he goes, "Girl, what are you doing just standing there? Get out of sight." And then, like, turns away from you.
I turn to LaFord.
Mm-hmm.
I have asked her to be nearby.
Why?
She is our stewardess.
His face is like... He says nothing else. He just...
And I'll give a slight tip of my head to Clarissa.
Mhm.
And turn back.
Yep. Walking in, after, several servants come walking in with many trunks, and goes, "Oh, what an awful journey! So much dust. Like, I hate all these flat lines. It makes the wind blow any which way it wants." And walking in, you see your mother-in-law, Tiedrick. This very short but very plump, well-rounded woman, long flowing white outfit. She has like a full like Pimini headdress, and not 1 inch of her skin is showing, save for like the moon of her face. And her ring. She has like these big, kind of like netted headdress buns, very like Elizabethan style. Coming up, she has this very ungodly, gaudy, golden and bejeweled 7-pointed star that hangs most heavily around her quite, many-chinned neck. Comes forth and goes, "Ah! So they have increased the hall. Such wanton excess. No.
As she's paying attention to the hall, I'm gonna sneak out my 7 pendant from underneath my shirt.
Nice.
Subtle. Nice. She definitely looks at me. All grandness of a new hall, no sept, of course. And then she turns and goes, "Ah, well, if it isn't the man my daughter married."
Oh my god.
Well, if it isn't my darling mother-in-law.
Yes, she comes up to you and is like, "Well."
I will reach out, take her hand,
Mm-hmm.
and place a kiss upon it,
Yep.
and then bring it to my forehead and release.
Yep. And then she's like, "Well, good. Just you? And what is it that is detaining my own daughter from welcoming me into her hall?"
She had sadly been busy with the child's name day. There's been so many things to prepare.
Yes, but she couldn't take a time away to see her mother. Interesting. One must question the proficiency of her staff. And she kind of looks about, and then striding in, the very opposite of the woman, very tall, thin, almost string thin, the very unwidened shoulders, a long kind of a coiffed golden beard and tousled parted down the center, thinning gold hair. You see your father-in-law, and go, "Oh, love the new hall. Excellent. Excellently colored. No sept, though." Like, "Oh,
We are working on that. Do not worry. It shall be done within about a year or so.
Like, oh, excellent. Yes. Tiedrick, good to see you again." And he
A
puts his
pleasure.
hand out. And,
I will put my hand out as well.
mm-hmm. Kind of
And
looks
I will
about.
judge my grasp upon his grasp.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's not a harsh grasp. It's delicate. Yeah, it's a bit limp.
He's old. Leave him alone.
Not that old.
He's in like his late 50s, early 60s. He's just like
This time, that's like 300 years old.
a little bit. He goes,
That's fair.
I said, I'm sorry about being late. We had to strange out those damn dogs, and they had got some kind of injury on them. He goes, they're horses, dear. Right, whatever. The beasts that pull us to and fro. Teacher, you know what they're called. Could you settle this debate? I believe. What are they called? Your family is familiar and breeds with the beasts in this land. What are they called?
They are called horses.
I see. Well, it seems the mother is, of course, right again. The father must sometimes bow to the wisdom, though her authority is not the greater. Blessed be and have the 7-star praise. Lights, and they both just like bow their heads. And then
I will respectfully bow as well.
Yep. So Lefford goes, praise be.
Praise be.
Praise be.
He goes, oh, where's Vivian?
She is busy fixing up
She's
the last
apparently too busy to welcome us. I question the proficiency of her staff, I did. Such an organized woman as Vivian should have ample time to play hostess, make sure everything is ready, and at least welcome her mother, which she has not seen in a god's age.
We did just get back from King's Landing.
Oh, don't you think I haven't heard of that? He goes, yes.
And you heard about how well Henrik did in the tournament.
You hear your father and go, yes, I did. I heard he even got farther than Michael.
Yes, he even beat the Red Viper.
Yes, I heard that. But tell me, did he face Michael? Did he beat Michael in thing? Because I very much would like to hear if he did.
I will let him regale you with that story.
Yes, where is my beloved grandson?
I do believe he is.
Well, yes, of course. First, we have many presents to give them, as you can see, and there is just like boxes and crates and tarps being loaded off of these several carts.
Oh my god.
Clarissa, where is the Lord Henrik?
I believe he is actually out on a bit of an expedition, unfortunately.
Well, you know how they go
An
on
expedition?
their names.
An expedition on his name day? Who is he with, girl?
The red wine lady.
The red wines? I heard they were quite a prominent family. Tiedrick, are you looking perhaps for Henrik to marry the red wines? They are. Well, I've heard they're quite prominent. I have also heard they've so interbred with the Tyrells. You know, it's hard to say what with the Reach houses being so insular. Now, I do have the knowledge of quite some very nice Westerland girls. I personally believe mixings of the bloods to be quite well. I believe we should talk about it at length, perhaps after the sun sets and the god's eyes leave us and such things are an appropriate time.
That sounds absolutely wonderful.
Excellent. Now, most importantly, I wish to see my granddaughter. Where is Mariella?
Oh, I do believe she was, and I give a sidelong glance to Clarissa.
She's actually on her way to the stables.
Yes, she's on her way to the place where we keep the horses.
I do wish you you wouldn't allow Vivian to encourage these dangerous tasks such as riding. I mean, it's a dangerous sort of riding, and she should stick to things that are proper, such as, cross-stitch and prayer.
And that's it.
Well, believe me, she does get a lot of her cross-stitching and prayer.
Well, that's good. You still have do you at least have a scepter employed here? It's been a gold
Yes,
age
we do.
since I've been... Good, excellent. Well, show us to our daughter if she is so busy. I will recommend her perhaps some people to improve the state of this place.
I will look to Clarissa. By all means, take them to Mariella.
Oh my.
Oh, Vivienne, right?
As you wish, my lord.
Yes. And she takes her husband's arm, and he takes hers, and they follow like behind you, and then Sir Lefford follows behind.
And as soon as none of them are looking at Friedrich, he slumps a bit, taking a deep breath.
Escapes.
The 7 bandit goes back under his shirt.
Hide it back.
Yep. Randall Tarley and Aldous Astor would immediately come up to you and just go, I see. I see the devils have arrived. I've never understand the pomp and circumstance with religion. Especially among folk like in the Westerlands.
I just try to make everybody happy.
I doubt you can make them. Them happy. I mean, it is.
I can at least appease them.
Well, they are one of the reasons that a Baratheon sits on the throne. Yes, and they're just like, ugh. Yeah,
I pull out the symbol of the 7 again.
Yep. All right.
Another cup, please.
Clarissa, you lead the Adderfells out to the party, and you definitely overhear LeFord talking to Lord Adderfell. It's quiet, but your sharply trained senses can hear it, as your passive awareness is bullshit. Basically, that girl who's offering us. I mean, she's clearly a young lady. LeFord goes, she's the house steward. And he definitely turns and he goes, novel. And he goes, what? He goes, that's apparently the steward. There's just this utter, scoff from Lady Adderfell.
Just wait until they meet me.
And it just goes, well, Vivian, she's always been modern. I wish you listened more to tradition. Yes, dear. Clarissa, you come upon Lady Vivienne. Lady Vivienne, you see Clarissa suddenly appearing.
Wonderful.
And some figures behind her.
Aha. Yeah. Cool. I will just as I pass Clarissa, just be like, you can go if you want.
She's gone.
Away. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, Papa! And I...
Vivi! And he goes up and he hugs you and he kisses you on each cheek. He goes, oh, how are you? I heard about what happened. Should you be standing?
It's fine now, Papa. It's nothing I wouldn't do for my family. I have gone a wonderful bill of health, but there are some times when, I get agitated or flustered. It just flares up a bit, but for now I'm fine.
I'm agitated and clustered, not enough to greet your own mother at your other hall.
Oh, there it is again. Oh, my. Mother, how are you?
I'd be a lot better if I knew where my other children are. And why are things so disorderly? As if everyone is just out and about and allowed to just drink and have frivolity. Is that a peacock?
Yes, Mother, it is a peacock. Very good. I'm surprised you know the difference between certain birds.
I know a peacock when I smell one.
No, Mother, that is the way of things here. We are here to celebrate, Mariella and Henrik on their name day, allowing them...
Well, you're right. You know best. You are such a modern lady. It is only I that know of the tradition that such decadences should only be reserved for the 7. But I suppose this, I'm sure, will do for Richmond.
But the craftsmanship and the delicacies honor the 7 in the ways that we like to celebrate. Such finery in these treats, the showing of the wealth that we offer in deference to the 7, of course. To hide these away would be immodest.
there you go. They go. I think blessed with a tongue of silver. You've always been, I think, able to use your words to hide. I think to hide from where. I think. Then your father, I think, interrupts. Vivian, the hall looks fantastic. I love what you've done with it.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Papa.
Like, please, tell me. Like, what are the, I know there's some events, jousting. Please tell me what happened. I heard Henrik got farther in the royal joust than Michael.
Oh, he did, Father. He did.
Like, please tell me all about it.
I shall. And I just regale how much better Henrik is than Michael.
He goes, oh, of course, you remember Sir LaFord.
Of course I
Vivian, of course you remember Sir LaFord. You were supposed to marry him.
Yep. Oh, LaFord, how are you? Married yet?
Well, you know he is, yeah.
Oh, good.
And he goes, yes, my wife is quite, I think, pleasing and serves me well. I think she does the mother proud.
Oh, I'm so glad that you found someone to make you happy.
And like, unfortunately, she has yet to bless I think me with a proper heir.
Oh, well, things take time. It takes two, after all.
You're like, yeah, yes, mother and maiden.
Oh,
Well, I would
my
hope
fucking
the father would be involved in there somewhere.
And I was like, and he goes, that seems ridiculous. Why would he?
Well, she's not here. Well, at least I didn't see her. Is she off to her rooms? Was she? I'm sure if you found your way here, your wife would be accompanying you.
He goes, she is.
Oh.
Yeah, she's tending to the children at the moment.
Oh. Wonderful. Glad to hear. Well, you are welcome to enjoy the festivities as well. We will be having a joust and a melee. So if you feel yourself inclined, you're welcome to relax.
I think in honor of your children's name day, I might just do that, my lady Vivian. I might just do that. And he does give you a look, and it is spine tingling.
Like what kind of spine tingling are we talking about?
He's just like, I will.
Oh, okay. Well, if you weren't such a stick in the mud, maybe it could have happened, but it didn't.
Although his house is very minor and is your family's banner house.
No, he's still handsome, so I'll give him that.
Yeah, he is. He is handsome.
Father, I can lead you somewhere to where I don't know if the two of you would like to rest after such a long festivities. Well, Mariella and Henrik are, of course,
Rest. Of course, I need to rest. It was such an exorbitant journey. Where is I have yet to meet. I wish to meet Tisea.
Of course, Mother, and I'll have her
I wish to retire to my room, and I wish her sent there.
In preparation, I would have had Valina waiting to be given to my mother, and she went to go sit there because who knows where Tisea is? There's a party going on, and
yeah. So if you want to introduce Valina,
yes, of course, and I'll wait for someone to go get Tisea, wherever she may be. And
okay.
So,
yeah.
but yeah, I'll
Bring
have
over Valina.
Yeah.
She goes, what a precious babe. One day you shall be I'm sure a brilliant example of maidenhood if your Adderfell blood shines through. Like, good to see she is healthy. And then she just looks away.
Yeah.
As after all, she's your mother.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, a baby. Isn't that nice?
All right, I can't talk yet. It's not worth the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
He goes, I am not quite as tired, and I would like to have a drink, maybe, walk about.
Of course, Father. You have your way with the castle.
I think I shall guard you, my lord. Like, oh, if you so wish, LaFord. And he just he goes, lovely to see you, dear, and kind of gives you another kiss on your cheek.
Yes.
And she goes, And your mother goes, and your people are show her to her accommodation.
Well, not as painful as I thought it was going to be, so. Bright and shining.
Clarissa, you suddenly hear the voice of your cousin, the one you like, at least. Yeah, no, the good one.
Right. I'm glad we're not just whamming me with all the people I dislike.
Yeah, hello, it's Claude. No,
Goddamn.
no. It's Cedric, and Cedric, she goes, I had heard stories.
I don't hate many people, Cedric.
He nods. Goes, that woman must be the most miserable old bitch I've ever seen.
God, I hope so.
Right? Right? Pale to see a more miserable old bitch. Feel bad for her husband. He seems at least halfway decent.
He liked my haul, so.
He nods. I can't believe LaFord's here. Fucking git.
They called me novel.
Well, I think there's a place for a man and there's a place for a woman in the eyes of the seven-pointed star. And well, that's their house may be rich, but that's about all they are. Don't you fucking listen to them. They're a bunch of old cunts that we only have to entertain for a few days. Want me to do something to cheer you up? I could trip that party planner, Tulsa.
Would you?
He nods emphatically.
Yes. How much more pay do you want? Do you want more pay? I can make it happen.
No, to bring a smile to your face, cousin, I'd gladly do it.
Please.
Yep. Later in the day, you do witness Nikothraus suddenly falling into what looked like might be some peacock mess.
Good.
Nice.
And he then disappears for several hours because he has to change and redo everything.
Peace.
Vivian, how are you feeling after just meeting up with your parents suddenly? After, 7 years?
Yeah, no, not getting married to our fucking bannerman was a blessing, and my mother's still an uptight bitch, and she will never die as long as I hate her. So it's just self-fueled hate. I'm genuinely happy to see my father. He seems well, and I'm glad for it. Oh, I did not tell him Michael was invited.
No, you did not.
I did not. Oh, gonna have to bring that up eventually, or, they'll just find out. So, I like being the favorite, so.
I mean, you were your father's favorite, for sure.
Yes.
Not
Well,
your
mother doesn't count in that household, so, yeah.
I will then, Mariella, as you approach the stable, there is a cadre of servants and guards apparate in front of you.
I would like to say I was closer to the stable than the page boy.
But you were walking at a polite pace while the page boy sprinted.
Oh no, I've got guests. I've got important guests.
Exactly.
You gonna let me have my horse?
They kind of stop you and goes, I'm sorry, my lady. We forbidden from entering the stable.
I do not need to enter. I just need the Hema.
Oh. He kind of looks around and goes, I believe we can do that.
Thank you.
I'll get the horse master. Yeah. So yeah, if they'll ask for the horses, you're not allowed to go in.
That's
But yeah,
fine.
Your horses are brought out to you.
Awesome.
There's nothing that's preventing me from going in and getting my horse ready, is there?
I mean, no one's stopping you specifically.
No,
No
it's
one's
just
stopping.
me.
I'm going
Yeah.
to go in and get my horse
Um,
ready, and I want to know what's in the stable.
Oh, I mean, Nymora, you know.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah,
know what's
it's
in
a
the
secret
stable.
from me.
never mind.
But
Yeah, it's-
yeah, no, it's like I think she also like turns and it's like sees if Beanie like if her horse is here, if she requires a horse to ride, and like
she does require a horse.
that, then I help facilitate that, and I'm like, could you please get a like
Yeah.
like probably one of the calmer mares that we have for
mean,
her,
yeah,
because
I
I
mean-
don't know what kind of a rider she is.
I mean, yeah, you get her a lady's riding horse,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. And Constance has her normal horse that she uses, so we have that rounded up also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you all mount.
I'm
The
gonna
horses?
bring out Dread of Night just because I don't ride him as often because he's fucking massive.
Yeah.
But he deserves some exercise.
Nymora also wants to look intimidating.
I go. Lord Edmure kind of like looks at Nymora, kind of mounting with you, and he kind of looks at you, Mariella. He goes, "Is your personal god coming with us? Are we not to be trusted?"
No, that particular horse needs a bit of stretch of the legs, and it is more. It's more to my mother's request so that I can be found if I am needed.
Yeah. I think, well, fair enough.
I am like the proverbial homing pigeon, my lord.
What's a homing pigeon?
I'm sorry,
don't-
the proverbial homing raven.
There it is.
That's right, pigeons don't exist in this world.
No.
They have pigeons. Oh, they don't.
Oh, they have pigeons. They don't have a homing instinct. That
They,
ravens
they
do.
don't have that
Ravens-
proper function. That's
Ravens is the
ravens.
proper bird here. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It goes.
We just eat
oh.
pigeons. That's all we do.
Oh, I was like, oh, I see. I just didn't want you to think that we had something dastardly.
No, not at all. I am probably like responding, but like in the process of like, oh Nehema, I have missed you. I have missed you. Yeah, just onto that horse, out for that ride.
You guys go out to the ride. As we kind of see them begin to head out on the ride, we do kind of pan up, and most people don't see this, but we do see dangling from part of a roof is we see Dismira Redwine, who is like trying to hoist herself up. She goes, "Hold on, I've got it.
My
I've got
lady,
it.
you can just give me your
Nope.
hand. I'll
Nope.
pull you up. I
I've
swear.
got it.
I'll...
No, I've got it."
kind of terrified, show ball. Like, okay.
And then immediately it just goes shit and like rolls and kind of like catches a bit of her dress. And as she like catches, she goes, and then she just like reaches like up into like the side of her bosom and pulls a knife out and cuts the dress and places the knife back in, and kind of goes, whew, right then. And then she takes the lace out and goes, and then she ties like a bow with like the cut lace.
I just
Oh man,
blink.
I
a
kind of
couple
want to do an
times.
awareness test because I'm used to my brothers climbing on the roof, so
No,
I'd be used to
no,
movement up
You're,
there.
you're too
No,
in
you're
love
right.
with Ned.
I know. I imagine I'm too like my horse and I are
And she-
reunited.
And looks up and she goes, "Oh wow, oh yeah, there are quite a bit more good climbing places around here. And look at that view. Oh, but this isn't the side with the red. We'll have to go higher for that." She just like looks up, and she kind of looks over the you and goes, "Oh dear, have I brought you on some? Like, have I offended you, Lord Henrik?"
Oh, not at all, my lady. It's actually quite refreshing to find someone as adventurous as you are. Fun. I couldn't convince many people to climb up here with me.
Like, well, you know, when your father is essentially the captain of the of the Navy, Admiral of the Navy, you learn a thing or two about climbing.
Do you have many places to climb in the Isles?
Oh yes, with several rock faces, my own keep, but mostly ships. Like, yeah, like you haven't been sailing. I would say from your complexion you haven't. At least not often enough for it to affect you.
Very correct on that. I don't think I have been sailing. I don't like unless the war. Do we go on a boat or something?
You did. You went on a boat.
Yeah. I believe the first time I've set foot on a ship was about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, and that was only for
yes, the Greyjoy Rebellion. You were a part of that. You would have only been 15.
Mm.
Well, that sounds like quite an adventure. What was the ship like? Do you remember what it looked like?
I remember it had a sort of a dark oak wood build, and it was very large. We had a large army to transport us, and I regret that I didn't take advantage of climbing up because I was very tempted. All the ropes and rigging and stuff made it very easily, but
that sounds like a master. Master, he's a wonderful shipwright, old master. Masters are pretty fine boats, mostly for troop transport. Little dodgy in the water. Honestly, it's sort of like a fat duck sitting there.
Just blink again at her saying these words I don't understand.
Anyway, what's the best way to climb to the top there?
Oh gosh, I haven't been to the top in a while now.
Oh, hey, Henrik.
Hey,
you don't even have to look. You see your brother Garrick just sitting on a flagpole halfway up the wall. Just like, oh hey, who's your friend?
Oh, Garrick, this is Lady Dismere Redwine. Lady Dismere, this is my little brother Garrick.
Hello, Garrick. Hello, Dismere. What's your name? He goes, wow. Garrick, I think seems maybe a bit better at climbing than other things.
He does have a specialty in that. He gets a little more leeway with climbing than I ever did, and he's taken that much to his advantage. Garrick, what's a good way to get up to the very top?
There's my way, and then there's you can kind of jump over there, and he just kind of shows two different ways. He goes, it seems your brother is very knowledgeable in this. How about we make a race to see who can get to the top?
Ooh, I like a challenge. All right.
I want to win something. Okay, but what do I win if I win? There he goes, Well, what do you want? I don't know. I don't know. Spend more time with my father.
Ouch. I'll try that.
Maybe be able to stay here maybe a little bit longer. That would be really nice. A custard would be cool.
Awesome. I have an extra tart in my pocket, Gary. How about I give you that?
I do like pocket tarts.
Who doesn't? So.
Very well. Whoever wins gets whatever food is in the other's pockets.
Deal. All right.
Excellent. So as you all begin to climb, go up there, and we see the more outriding things beginning to settle. I think we'll go ahead and take our break.
Oh.
So please come back. We'll be back in just a little bit. Until then, go get drinks, go to the bathroom, all that good stuff, and we'll be back in a moment. Goodbye.